was a good exercise session.
Maybe I should have my coffee, huh?
A little bit. Let's get you talking first. So, I told you earlier about your grandparents. Today we're going to talk about your grandparents, what you remember from them. So, what's your earliest memory of your grandparents?
My earliest memory?
Yeah.
I'd say maybe 8 years old.
8 years old?
Yeah.
And what is that memory with your grandparents that you remember?
Actually, I had my aunts, and only one was married, the other one was not married, and she had friends. In fact, my mom was one of her friends. They hung around together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And at one of the pictures show it. So my aunt always was closer than anybody. They were still like growing up, but they were young ladies, young girls, younger. I was still, they would put me on top, like I said, they would put me on top of that, at the Crest. The Crest is one of those stores where you go shopping. It's like Kmart or one of those. And they had a little bar there, and so they would put me on top of sit me on top of the tall bar,
Like a stool?
like a high stool.
Oh.
They put me there.
How old do you think you were?
Oh my God, I must have been about 6,
Oh,
maybe.
wow. Yeah.
6 or 7, like that. Because I enjoyed that. I wanted to stay there. But
Did your aunts live at your house with your grandparents?
only one,
One. Who?
my younger Licha,
Licha. Okay.
because the other one was already married. And later on, the other one married, it was enough time there
Mm-hmm.
when I started going to school.
So, and then you also had an uncle that lived with you.
Yeah, Sisto and Salvador, off and on.
Salvador was the one in the military?
Yeah.
And then Sisto, did he ever move out of your grandparents' house, or did he live there the whole time you lived there?
He lived there.
Oh, okay. So grandma took care of him and you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your aunt, Licha, used to take you places when you were young.
Oh yeah, that was my fun outing.
Aww. So she'd take you to the store.
Yeah, wherever she went, walking here, walking there, wherever.
Aww. And then, what's your earliest memory of you and your grandma?
Earliest?
Yeah. What's your grandma's name?
Cruz.
Cruz. What do you remember doing with her when you were young?
She'd take me everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. But that's when I was already walking,
Mm-hmm.
not when I was small, but already walking. Yeah.
Did your grandma read books with you or sing songs with you?
No, she was too busy.
Oh. What was she busy doing?
Everything. Taking care of everything. Going out there to see the vegetable man. They would come in one day a week or something, 2 days. I don't know. But he would be there. And she'd be out there, buying the things for her to fix the meals. And she just liked walking. She would walk to the store, she'd walk here, she'd walk, and she would take me with me, and I would be running.
Keeping up with her. What did she teach you?
Did she teach me?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, to be truthful. That was a big thing. Secondly, to study hard. Because she'd do anything or buy anything for me if it was for school.
Wow.
And she would go to school and she didn't speak English. But she got, I don't know how she did it.
She went to school?
To see how I was doing,
Oh, okay.
to see,
Like open house kind of thing.
yeah.
And
and then of course to bring me home and stuff like that.
Nice.
School was very close.
And what kind of food would she make for you for dinners?
It just depended, different kinds of meals. And it's all Spanish, you know. And like we had like beans and tortillas and whatever, you know, they had the night before sometimes. Or she'd go to the store to get the things to make fresh, whatever she was going to make.
What was your favorite meal she made you? Was there something favorite that you liked her to make?
Let me think.
Because I remember I like your enchiladas. Even before I liked enchiladas, I liked when you made them. There was just something comforting about that.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't until I got older that I actually liked enchiladas, but yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. You can make them hot or you can make them mild. Very mild.
Did she used to make enchiladas? So I know that's one of your dishes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All of that. But only when she was planning to have somebody come over or if there was a party or whatever.
Nice. What kind of parties did you guys have?
Like baptisms or what else did we have? Oh, my uncle that used to be in the service, he used to bring his friends so they could eat a meal there.
I bet they loved it.
They did. They were really nice. And
So were you close to that Uncle Salvador? Or was he too old?
pretty much but he was being that he was in the service, very demanding, you know, and watching everything.
And the house that you lived in, your grandparents lived there. They had a room, and then you said you had your own bedroom. And then was there another bedroom for Sisto?
Yeah, but it was like it was like an extra, just an extra one, and he would go on that one. And we moved. We would move, not frequently, but you know, we moved from one place, and then they would rent another place, and that's how it was.
Yeah. How about your grandpa? What do you remember when you were young that you did with him?
I remember him making his cigarettes and
Rolling his own cigarettes?
yeah,
Oh wow.
and it was,
Where would he smoke?
outside. Oh, my grandmother made sure that.
Yeah. Did you ever ask him about it? Like, could I have a smoke? Or were you curious? You were too young.
Yeah, I think I was too young, and I would see, but when I was looking around for him, and it was kind of getting dark, and I go outside to look for him, and then I would see this light up, like really bright, and then not. I said, oh, I say, that's him. He's smoking. So he gave himself up away.
Where he was. Did
I
he,
never told him that, but I used to do that.
did he used to have friends come
Him?
over? Yeah.
They were mostly relatives. He had a cousin that he grew up with, and he would come and visit all the time. He was real funny. I remember him being real funny. Yeah.
Do
It was
you
nice.
do you know why your grandparents waited until 1943 to get married?
I think because they were going to this Catholic church. And I know my grandmother that was her church, and so if she saw that whatever she was doing was not right, and she corrected, and that was one of her corrections.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because she was just living with him, and then the church told her.
Yeah, because she was married. She was married before,
Mm-hmm. That's right.
and then her only son from that marriage took off. You know, as he grew up, you know, he like did not. I felt that he thought he shouldn't be there because he didn't fit in the family unit. Because you know we had Licha there, we had Amalia there, and you know, and so he took off.
Mm.
I don't know where, but he took off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and then,
she left her first husband in Mexico and left her son there, and then met your grandpa, and then her son came to be with her? Or do you know how he came to Texas?
no, he was, well, he must have been home all the time before she, before she married, before she got together with my grandpa.
Oh.
My grandpa was from Isleta,
Mm-hmm.
and Isleta is Indian, like Indian
Yeah.
place. So he would go visit Isleta once in a while, not all the time. But I guess he felt, you know, you feel at home when you go to the place that you know that you were born. Yeah.
I did a DNA test, and we have a lot of Native American, and I think it's from your grandpa.
Oh yeah.
Because it's that it is like a center for the tribes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think but with your grandma, when she come over the border in El Paso in 1910, she didn't come with a child. It was just her. So that's why I thought she came and met your grandpa, and then later on her son came. Actually, wait, Julian, he was born in 1912. So he was born 2 years after she got here. She came she crossed the border at 1910, and he was born 1912. So maybe she had a relationship with someone before your grandpa, and it wasn't from her husband. And that would explain why she crossed the border by herself without a kid, because in 1910 she didn't have a kid.
Well, no, he was probably
From somebody else.
ready to. Yeah, he was probably ready to leave somewhere, and did not want to go with her.
Oh, the son?
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm just.
But that makes sense about them getting married when your grandpa was like, I think he was 73 when they got married. I thought that was so interesting. But at least they got married. That's nice.
At least it grew. That their love grew.
As it should,
Yeah.
right? The more time we're with someone, the
Well.
closer we get. I
And
remember-
he worked very hard all the time.
Yeah. What did he do for fun?
For fun,
Mm-hmm.
smoke. No, he, if he was here,
Thank you.
what did he do for fun? Oh, there was some young guys that lived like in the area, right? And so he would gather one or two, and they would play dice.
Oh.
So that's a form of gambling, you know.
Recreation fun.
And it was, oh yeah.
Wow.
And I watched him, I was too young for his friends or his whoever, From the inside, I would just watch him and go, damn, 7-Eleven. In Spanish.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
So that's what he did. That's one of the things that he did.
What about like music or movies?
Movies he did.
Yeah.
He would like. He always wanted to take me to the movies, Spanish ones, and mostly Spanish.
Where would he take you? To
Or
go see him?
downtown.
Downtown? El Paso?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
We had two theaters. One was on one side of the street, the other one on the other side. And the one on the other side had a long waiting line to get in all the time. I remember. And but they would show Mexican movies. And I guess that's why they didn't want to go to the American one.
So like what would it be like? You guys would walk there together, and then what would it be like when you're in the movie theater with your grandpa?
With Grandpa? To
Yeah.
the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he'd always be watching over me because, he didn't want anybody. I guess he thought that they were going to kidnap me or whatever, but he made sure that he would take me to this one place where they have nothing but candies. And before we entered the movie theater, he would take me there, and then he'd ask me to tell the person which candy you would like, I would like. And I always wanted the one with the yams.
Yams?
They were real sweet yams.
Oh, wow. What color were they?
Like a brownish, a light brown.
And were they really yams?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
With something on top of them.
Of course.
Yeah. Like sugar.
More sugar.
How neat. So you get your treats and then you guys will go watch a movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And just watch the movie, whatever, like everybody else, everybody there sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the movie.
And then after the movie, would you guys just walk home? Or would you go anywhere?
Sometimes he would stop at the store on the way home.
Describe the stores, like what the stores look like.
What do stores look like?
Yeah, if you had stopped at a store, like it wasn't a Walmart.
Oh, no, just regular store.
Like small,
In between.
like maybe a Walgreens?
Mm,
Or is that too big still?
smaller ones.
Smaller than Walgreens.
Smaller because they were regular stores. Yeah, we don't have those here.
No.
But they were regular, where everybody knew everybody.
What did they sell in this store?
Everything.
Everything. So kind of like a nickel and dime shop. You had food and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like those stores.
Yeah. And they knew each other. If they needed anything, they'd be right there for each other.
Nice. Were there bakeries in the downtown? Did you go to bakeries?
No, because the way that they did it was if somebody was, for instance, a good cook or a good baker, they bake their stuff, or they make tamales or so whatever, and get out there and sell them.
Oh.
And that's how
makes
they
some
would
money.
get to know each other.
Yeah.
Mm.
What did your grandparents do for your birthdays? Like, did they give you birthday parties?
what did I do for when I was small?
Because you always gave us really big birthday parties. So I was wondering if that started with your grandparents. Like, did they give you big parties?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, there was always a celebration, some kind of a celebration.
Yeah.
And it was mainly family
Yeah.
and buy little things. Unless I needed shoes. But then the girls took care of all that.
Take you shopping. How about Christmas? What were Christmases like at your grandparents' house?
My grandmother used to get all the presents. And we had one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But it locked.
Oh.
So she would just put them in there and lock it until the day, the Christmas day in the morning.
Oh. And then you guys had a Christmas tree?
Sometimes, but not all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, not really.
Just the gifts?
No, even in the whole state of Texas, you know,
No trees?
they can put cactus.
Yeah. How funny. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. What about Thanksgiving? What were Thanksgivings like growing up?
Thanksgiving, she would she would make a special trip to go to church. And then have dinner after that.
Nice. What would you guys eat for Thanksgiving dinner?
Yeah, that or chicken or whatever was available, you know, whatever they felt like eating. I always ate, and I didn't eat all that much. I remember not being, because she would get after me to finish my food.
Like I do with Jennifer. Like, you gotta eat, well, come on. Mm-hmm. How about Easter? What did you guys do for Easter? Easter Sunday.
Get dressed up.
Ooh. Why would you get dressed up?
To go to church.
Oh, okay. What church did you go to?
Catholic.
Catholic church. Did you go to catechism?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you learned all the rules of the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah, we had a catechism like right across from where we lived.
Oh.
There was a lady, a couple of ladies that used to hold it in one of their houses in the patio in the back. She would get everybody seated and then there'd be a couple of nuns and they would bring stuff like that and she would go over it with us. But the little boys, they couldn't sit still. And they would be still for a while, and then pretty soon they pretended like they were slipping down, and
that's a boy for you, for sure. Yeah.
And then they would, you know, go over there and get them to pay attention, and they would, and then after a little while, the same thing.
Oh, funny. And what were your summers like when you were growing up? Like, what did you do during the summertime?
In the summer,
Yeah, no school.
it was so hot. I remember being very hot.
Well, it's El Paso, of course.
Very, very. And just drink water.
Stay inside.
Stay inside and eat ice cream and drink water and whatever, because it gets really hot.
What kind of toys did you play with?
Dolls.
Dolls. What kind of dolls?
It depended whatever there was available.
Okay. But no Barbies. Barbies weren't out yet.
Oh no. No. It had to be almost. My grandmother used to practically collect them, and they were collectors, and they looked like babies,
Mm-hmm.
and then some would look a little bit like little boys or little girls, and they were cute.
What did you pretend to be? Like often when we're little, we play with our dolls and we pretend to be somebody. Do you remember pretending to be anybody in particular or some sort of profession?
No, I didn't pretend. I had to wash dishes and I had to the real thing. Sweep the floors and
Motherly duties. So you're pretending to be a mother, but well, a daughter, a granddaughter, doing what everyone has to do to take care of the house. Oh man.
Yeah.
Any remarkable memories that you have about either of your grandparents that you think is like, this is the legacy, this is what I want everybody to know about them?
Yeah, for both grandparents or one?
Well, either one or both. Like if you were to tell me in one sentence something about your grandma and your grandpa, what would you tell me about them? That's a hard question.
They were strict.
They were strict.
They were strict, and they were. They always. They always wanted to do the right thing, and I think that's what carried them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when their own kids, they had two boys and 2 girls. 2 or 3, 3, and they wouldn't let them, and me, forget it. I couldn't turn around without them not wanting to know where I was going or what I was going. Gosh.
No wonder you wanted freedom so young. Let me go with my dad where I can do wherever.
Yep.
As a teenager.
Yeah, like I was gonna get out of jail.
Well, on that note, we're going to end and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you, Grandma.
Okay.
Goodbye. Ciao, ciao.